Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Enjoy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Antony.
Today we begin our science category for this month. We have 2 articles for you, of course, on the same topic, which is, why can't we ignore a crying baby?
如果说今天你听到婴儿哭声的时候，你会不会觉得很烦躁？然后这个地方呢，我们看到中文的标题是婴儿哭声激发你本能的保护欲。好，所以在这里的话呢，就是我们这个探索科学单元。如果你有经验，可能在飞机上面，有时候听到有的小朋友在哭，对不对？你会发现到很奇怪哦，你已经很想睡觉了，可是你听到这个 baby 在哭的时候，你就很难睡着，很难睡着。我们今天这个文章就会告诉你为什么。
Why can't we ignore a crying baby? Have you ever thought about why you can't ignore a crying baby? You probably wanted to help, but weren't sure exactly what to do. A study has found that human brains respond strongly to a baby's cries. This is true even if we don't know the child. Human brains have developed to recognize the cries of babies as more important than those of adults. Every grown human has this natural instinct. Crying babies cause a burst of activity in areas of the brain that is related to emotion and reward. From a biological angle, the cries are a warning that there may be danger nearby, such as a wild animal. This burst of brain activity serves as an alert system for humans to protect the young. From a social angle, the cries encourage people to behave in a caring way and can help them build relationships with other adults. By helping a crying child, humans are emotionally satisfied and possibly gain praise from others. This suggests the safety and happiness of children is a basic shared concern, regardless of family connections. We can see the brain's response to a baby crying as a key survival mechanism for humans.
Okay, why can't we ignore a crying baby? It would be nice if on a plane or on the train or even on a bus, if someone has a crying baby, you can kind of turn off your mind and not listen to it, not hear it. Tune out, we often say, Tuneout. Tune out is to ignore. I'm not going to pay attention to that, but you probably won't be successful. We will be explaining why during this lesson today.
所以在这边的话，我们看到我们在解释我们标题 ignore 这个字 ，ignore 就是忽视的意思。老师刚刚额外的补充了 tune out。Tune something out， 意思就是指就是忽略，不要理他他一直在讲，但是我选择不去注意他。I choose not to pay attention to something. I ignore something.
And we ask a question even before our first paragraph. How do humans always respond when they hear a baby cry? Respond is your reaction to something. If A happens, what do you do? Or if C happens, what do you think? You respond to something. How do you respond to a crying baby?
没有错。我们在这个副标题里面呢，看到另外一个重要的字汇就是 respond。respond 就是对什么事情做出反应。老师刚刚还额外用了 react 这个字来表达反应的意思。它的话，不管是用 respond 还是用 react， 后面如果有东西的话，我们都会先搭配一个介系词 to。How do you react to something? How do you respond to something? 所以这边这个地方他说 How do humans always respond when they hear a baby cry? 好，就是说今天你听到 baby 在哭的时候，你都会做出什么反应呢？这是我们副标题里面很重要的一个字 respond.
Okay, we'll begin, of course, with our first paragraph, first sentence. Have you ever thought about why you can't ignore a crying baby? People have different reactions, but they always react. It's not a choice, and we'll explain why.
好，这边的话我们来看第一段的第一句话，他就说了 Have you ever thought about 好，你有没有想过 why you can't ignore a crying baby？ 如果有小 baby 在哭的话，你就是没有办法忽视他呢？你有没有想过这个问题呀
You probably wanted to help, but weren't sure exactly what to do. Now, you as our students here, many of you don't have brothers or sisters, or you never had to help your mother or father take care of your younger brother or sister, so it wasn't your problem, and you didn't learn how to handle, how to react to or respond to a crying baby.
老师刚用的一个字 handle 的意思是处理的意思 handle handle 这个动词就是处理，你也不知道怎么处理这个小 baby 在哭这样的一个情况，所以这边你看到说 you probably wanted to help， 也许呢你可能想帮忙 but weren't sure exactly what to do， 但是也不确定怎么帮才好。
A study has found that human brains respond strongly to a baby's cries. Now, a study, of course, is a scientific study because we are in our science category for this month. This is, by the way, a 2-day lesson. A study has found doctors or other scientists studied, and the result was they found that human brains respond strongly to a baby's cries. It is a natural reaction when people hear a baby's cry to want to do something about it.
没有错，所以这边告诉你说 A study has found that 一项科学研究显示发现到什么事情呢 Human brains respond strongly to a baby's cries. 所以这边我们的大脑，我们人类的大脑呢本身这个 respond strongly to 就是对于什么东西会有很强的反应，什么东西呢 A baby's cries 就是对婴儿的哭声反应就是很强。
This is true even if we don't know the child. If it's our baby crying, of course we will react to it. But scientists have found any baby's crying will cause a reaction in people. We started with this is true. This is the previous sentence. A study has found that that sentence is true even if we don't know the child.
没错，所以这句话告诉我们说，就算孩子不是你的，我是你隔壁邻居的，或你根本不认识他，怎么样 ？This is true even if 就算 we don't know the child， 我们不认识这个小朋友，但是听到小朋友在哭，我们就是会想帮忙，想要解决问题。
Human brains have developed to recognize the cries of babies as more important than those of adults. So we are, here's a new word for you, to be conditioned. It's a natural reaction. I mentioned that. We are conditioned naturally. Our brains function naturally to be concerned about or want to do something about a crying baby.
所以这边 condition 这个字呢，老师刚刚用这个字就是制约的意思。它的拼法呢就跟状况、情况那个字一样 ，condition 当动词使用。但是如果说今天是 we are conditioned， 意思就是我们被制约了这样的一个用法。所以这句话呢，他就说了 ，Human brains have developed to recognize the cries of babies。好，我们人呢就是会慢慢演化成会去认得 recognize the cries of babies 婴儿的哭声。As more important than 好，这个地方 recognize something as more important 就是认为婴儿的哭声呢会比 more important than those of adults 比成人的哭声还要更加的重要。这边的 those 指的是 the cries of adults。好，这边的话特别注意，帮我把这个 those 圈起来，它所代替的是前面的 the cries。好，这样的方式。所以我们听到大人在哭没关系，他自己会搞定。听到小孩在哭不行，小孩怎么办？我们来去处理一下，这样的感觉。
That's why I never paid attention to my crying students.
然后老师就说你就哭吧，哭完就好了，没有理我们，好可怜。
Okay, that finishes the first paragraph. We'll be back in just a moment with the second. Okay, our next paragraph begins with a sentence that we really already described, but now with different words. Every grown human has this natural instinct. You won't see this very often, a grown human. We usually say adult human, but why not? A growing boy, so we can say a grown boy or girl is an adult. It's natural. We are conditioned to do this naturally.
没错，所以这一段里面最开头就说 Every grown human has this natural instinct. 好 instinct 这个字就是本能的意思，好，就是你本身具有的，就像说 we are conditioned to do this. 好，我们本来就被自然的制约，听到小 baby 哭声就会去特别注意，所以每一个好成人都有这样自然的本能。
Right, so instinct is the same as reaction, the way you respond to something that happens. If you do it naturally, that is your instinct. Now, crying babies cause a burst of activity in areas of the brain that are related to emotion and reward. This is the study that scientists have done. A burst of activity, a burst of something is an explosion, but here we would not use explosion, hopefully, for the brain. But there's a lot of activity, a lot of action in the brain caused by a crying baby. And that area in the brain is related to emotion, feeling, and reward. So if you do something about what you hear, you will feel better. Your emotion will become happy or satisfied.
Yeah, 没有错。所以他告诉你说了 ，crying babies， 好，在哭的这个小朋友呢 ，cause a burst of activity in areas of the brain。意思就是你如果说看到有那种一直在哭的小朋友，突然呢，你的大脑里面就会被启动，哈 ，in areas of the brain。然后这个启动的这个区域呢 ，that are related to emotion and reward。好，在这边的话，你会知道这个被启动的区域其实跟你的情绪还有一个奖励机制有关。所以老师刚刚讲到说，如果你今天去处理这个在哭的小 baby 的话 ，you will feel happy and satisfied 啊，就是你得到了奖赏。所以那个奖赏跟情绪的机制，那个脑部的区域呢，会被婴儿的哭声启动，然后 you want to do something.
From a biological angle, now this shows us we're in the science category, and we talked about scientists and their research. When we just study what is happening and think of it in terms of biology, how does this reaction happen? Why does it happen? And how is it that all adults will have this reaction? Well, maybe it's because the cries, the babies who are crying, this is a warning. A warning is be careful, something dangerous or maybe dangerous might happen, that there may be danger nearby, harm, H-A-R-M, such as a wild animal. Well, today we don't have to worry about that so much, but when people, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of years ago, they did not live in homes in the suburbs. They lived in nature, and in nature there can be very dangerous things, and a crying baby will immediately attract the attention of the group to try to protect the baby.
啊，所以在这边的话，你就看到了，他说 from a biological angle。angle 的意思就是指从这个角度去看，所以从生物学的角度去看呢 ，the cries are a warning。好，原来啊，这个小朋友的哭声呢，其实就是一个警告的一种功能哦。That there may be danger nearby， 也许附近有危险啦 ，such as a wild animal， 好，也许是有野生的这种动物要进来了，要进犯了，所以婴儿这样一哭，大家就会警觉，大家注意看看附近有没有什么地方有危险。
This burst of brain activity, this greatly increased activity of the brain, serves as an alert system. If you are alert, you will pay attention to something. If you remember earlier this month, we talked about our head in the clouds. That's the opposite of alert. Instead of dreaming about something or imagining something, you are reacting because you are now alert. You're paying attention only to one thing. This helps humans to protect their young. All animals, well, almost all animals try to protect their young.
没有错。所以这边的话呢，你就看到说 ，OK， 原来啊 ，this burst of brain activity 这样子脑部突然很活跃的这种机制呢 ，serves as an alert system。好，在这边 alert 这个字呢，它可以是这个名词或者是形容词。在这边的话，我们说 alert system 就是一种警醒的机制。如果说今天你常常听到说 keep alert。Stay alert to something， 意思就是保持警觉，要小心什么什么什么东西。所以 alert 这个字很常用。那之前的话，那个学测有考过 travel alert 啊，又是指发布旅游警告 ，issue a travel alert 这样的用法。那边的话就当名词使用。所以这整句话就是说，这种脑部活跃突然之间活跃起来这种机制呢，可以变成是一种警醒的机制，作为一种警醒的系统。For humans to protect the young， 意思就是帮助这些我们人类去保护他们的后代。那事实上，老师刚刚讲到说，几乎所有的这个物种，他们都有保护后代这种本能。
In addition, we have weather alert. If the weatherman knows that a storm is coming, the TV will have, in English, they would have alert, pay attention to this because it's important.
没错，这样的话就是天气警报，好，就告诉你说可能台风啦，或者其他那种暴雨要来了。
Okay, that finishes our second paragraph. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back. From a social angle, the cries encourage people to behave in a caring way and can help them build relationships with other adults. So it's not just that the baby is going to be saved or be cared for. Whoever hears this will have the reaction to help, and so they can help each other, not only the baby.
好，所以我们看这一段里面，还要告诉你哦，事实上呢，这个 baby 在哭啊，还有其他的功能。我们上一段是用生物的角度、生物学的角度来看待嘛，对不对？这一段呢，他就说了 ，from a social angle， 好，从社会学的角度来看呢 ，the cries encourage people to behave in a caring way and can help them build relationship with other adults。好，这边的话特别注意一下，说这样的婴儿的哭声呢，可以帮助人们去表现出一种 behave in a caring way， 去表现出关怀。然后这样的做法呢 ，can help them build relationship with other adults， 可以帮助成人彼此之间建立连结。想象一下，一个小 baby 哭了，然后妈妈准备要顾的时候，我先帮忙把他安抚起来。这时候妈妈就会很感谢我，我们之间成人之间就建立起这样的一个连结跟联系。婴儿的哭声居然还有这样的社会学的功能哦。
By helping a crying child, humans are emotionally satisfied and possibly gain praise from others. He just talked about this actually, how it's not just about the baby. From a social angle, if there's, especially in a long time ago, people lived in groups, not individual families. They weren't separated. And so by helping each other, if you have 5 babies in your group and they're all crying, you're going to need everybody to help. But even if there's one baby crying and a couple adults come over to help the mother, well, she will thank them. She will show her thankfulness or appreciation to others.
没错 ，appreciation 就是感谢的意思哦。还在这边的话呢，就可以有一个这样子成人之间连结的功能。
This suggests the safety and happiness of children is a basic shared concern, regardless of family connections. As I just said, this reaction of adults to children, well, that goes back right through our animal roots. Animals do this too. That's how birds find their young. You've seen maybe on Animal World or penguins.
Penguins.
Tens of thousands of penguins, and every two have one baby, or chick, as we say. And when they come back with the fish to feed them, how can they find? They listen. Each bird has an individual call, has an individual sound that the mother or father knows.
Okay.
I find that amazing.
Yeah, 没错，他们的叫声都不一样，所以说那个企鹅，然后抓了鱼回来要喂小朋友的时候，他可能会去听听看小朋友的叫声，因为他可以认得小朋友的叫声。然后老师觉得说，哇，这真是太神奇了。所以他这边这句话呢，还要讲到说了 ，This suggests the safety and happiness of children is a basic shared concern, regardless of family connections. 所以他前面先提到说，今天呢，你去帮助了这个其他的成人来去顾他们的小孩，你自己本身会充分得到的这种很快乐、满足的感觉。我们刚刚提到 satisfy 这个字嘛，对不对？那现在要告诉你说，所以说这样子的这种结果呢，就显示说，所有的人都会关心孩子们的这种健康啦，还有他们的快不快乐、安不安全啦。好，这是一个共同大家都在意的事情 ，regardless of family connections， 意思就是不管这孩子是不是你的，你都会去顾这样的意思。
We can see the brain's response to a baby crying as a key survival mechanism for humans. In other words, this is a kind of system, a natural system that not only helps adults work together, but of course to save the baby. That's the most precious thing that a group of animals or humans can have.
所以在这边的话呢，你会看到这句话里面有很重要的东西。We can see something as 会把什么东西当作是，所以第一块我们要记得 see the brain's response to a baby crying as 这个 see 跟 as 先帮我圈起来 see something as 就是把什么看作是什么东西。另外呢，我们在这边还看到一个 response， 我们刚刚在最前面不是有提到过 respond， 对不对？那个 respond d 结尾的呢，它是动词。如果你把这个 d 去掉，加上 se response 这边的话就变成名词的形态。所以这边整句话说 We can see the brain's response to a baby crying。好。As a key survival mechanism for humans， 我们可以把我们脑袋对于婴儿哭声这样子的反应看作是什么呢 ？A key survival mechanism for humans 是人类非常非常重要的生存下来的一种机制。Mechanism 就是机制的意思。
Okay, that's it for our first day. We'll be back tomorrow with a lot more information for you about science. Until tomorrow.
Bye bye.